So one fertility doctor says having to explain to her patients that fertility treatments are non-urgent procedures during the height of COVID-19 was just a heartbreaking experience, not only for families who are patiently waiting to add a member to their family, but for her as well. So let me bring in now to talk about this whole ordeal is fertility expert who also goes by the name of the Egg Whisperer, which is very comforting to families trying to have a baby, Dr. Aimee Eyvazzadeh. Dr. Aimee, thanks for being with us today.
Of course. Good morning.
The Egg Whisperer. How'd you get that name?
A patient lovingly named me that after I helped her with her twins. She was ready to give up, and I told her, you can't give up. And as a gift, she gave me the website eggwhisperer.com, and I've just been so lucky since to have people call me that.
It's a great name. It's a good source of inspiration because a lot of folks are facing a lot of fear and anxiety, especially during this pandemic. What are you advising your patients as they try to have a baby during these difficult times?
Today, during the pandemic, it's a hard time to think of being positive. And imagine telling someone who's going through the most stressful thing in their life, be positive, be happy. That's not going to be helpful. I try and channel my patients' strength and teach them how to be strong through this pandemic, how to be connected with people around you, how to find strength, meaning how to connect with online support groups. One-on-one therapy is super important, and to build your mind-body team at home. So build a mind-body center around you with things that will bring you joy and bring you happiness, and focus on preparing for pregnancy.
Look, doctor, I have to jump in here because all that sounds wonderful, but this is a very expensive process. And sometimes people only get one shot at it, right? Because they just can't afford to go after it over and over again. And we're in a pandemic. Are there any worries that some of these clinics, some of these treatments will not continue as needed in order to get the desired outcome due to the pandemic?
I'm reassuring my patients daily about this because this is a concern and a question that I get probably 10 times a day. We have learned how to take care of patients through the pandemic. March was frightening, horrifying. The things you saw on TV, clinics shut down. We're not going to do that. It doesn't seem like that's going to happen again. We've learned, clinics have brought in PPE. We have standard operating procedures now to test people for COVID at certain intervals throughout their treatment, so that fear and what actually happened, the reality to some patients, probably won't happen. But of course, I always tell patients that if I'm sick, then that might be a problem. And that's why we take such careful precautions. All my staff in the clinic as well, when they go home, they're also taking precautions because we know how important treatment is.
But what
for our
about the
patients.
second
We want to
wave,
be able to continue.
doctor, the second wave, because a lot of people are worried, okay, things shut down as we started to get this pandemic in high gear, and now there's that fear that it could come back again.
So what I remind people is we are in a surge and we're still in the first wave. And especially in California, things aren't getting better. Some counties have an 11% positive rate. And so we are on high alert here, and we're doing a great job taking care of patients. And I think hearing from your provider, and I talk to fertility clinics all over the country on my Egg Whisperer show, and we have the same message. We are here for you. We have converted our clinics to video, telemedicine clinics, and we can bring patients in for expedited ultrasounds and treatments. It's a new normal where people can't have their partners and loved ones in the same way as before, but we know what we're doing and we know how to keep people safe.
Well, that is reassuring, especially coming from the Egg Whisperer. Thank you for your time and all that you're doing to help couples and individuals find that happiness by expanding their family. So thank you.
You're welcome.